Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. And returning to the channel, we have the one and only Owen Wilson.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Cool. And so you're coming on having topped both the main event and giant card from
Yes, I
the
topped both.
UK and
The
Ireland
yeah,
Duel Extravaganza
yep,
with Drytron, as you guys can now tell.
indeed, the best deck.
You've been playing this deck for a while, right?
Yes, as soon as it came out, I started playing it. Before this deck came out, I was playing Virtual World, as that was the best deck. And as soon as this came out, I think this deck is just so much better. It's the most consistent meta deck right now. It just does what it does every turn.
Yeah. And do you feel like that continues even with the Blazing Vortex, the release of that new trap for Virtual World? Do you still think this is the better
Yeah,
deck?
I still think this is the better deck as we get a Pot of Prosperity in the deck now. Um, so if you don't open a Drytron in your opening hand, which is 95% to opening a Drytron, if you open Pot, it makes it 98% chance of opening a Drytron off the 6 reveal. So it's still super consistent.
Well, okay. Well, so yeah, that's a really interesting addition to the deck. Actually, it's going to be
Yeah, Pot was really good this weekend.
cool. Do you want to just dive in and take us through the list?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with main deck. So I played the free alpha, which I think is really standard. Searches your ritual monsters. Free Zeta, this is also really standard. This searches spiritual spells. And I think the thing we played was out of the ordinary, was 2 Gamma, 1 Delta.
Yeah.
So most people seem to be playing like 2 Delta, 1 Gamma. But with the addition of the new pot, so it was me, Jarrah, and Connor who worked on this deck. Connor came 5th in the main event.
Hmm.
We both played the exact same list, card for card. We played Delta to 1 and Gamma to 2, because with pot in the deck, you can't draw after you use pot. So Delta's second effect doesn't come up as much anymore. So it's just another name. But the second reason we played Gamma is because you always use its second effect to summon back. And if you get Drawled when you're going first, this helps you get into like the rank 1 Fucho
Hmm.
or climb into like an Appaloosa, which is really good for going first.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I think the 9 just named is fine because you still have like total like 17 Drytrons with all the searches you have for them.
Yeah. Which is like a bonkers number.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the fairies, we play 3 Ben 10. This card is crazy. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just crazy. This card makes the deck work.
Yeah.
It searches all your pieces, gets you into Herald, gets you your negates. Oh, it's just brilliant. Natasha, this card's amazing. Going second or turn 3, this wins you the game. Takes all your opponent's monsters, gains life points, so wins in time. And also it negates attacks on ritual monsters, which is crazy.
Mhm.
And then I play Herald of Ultimus. I don't play Vanities. I used to play Vanities in deck. I used to be a big fan of it, but like after testing a lot with it, Vanity just wasn't needed. Like you win off having Herald plus 4 negates with IP on field. So my end board usually is like Herald, IP plus a Drytron.
Yeah.
So this should have 3 to 4 negates, depending on if you got hand trapped during the combo. And then IP can go into Unicorn, spin something away, or if this gets negated into like trap decks, you make access code
Yeah.
with the IP and it can't drop card effects, which is broken.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems really good.
So that's it for the rituals. Played 5. And then for the fairies, Manju to search the ritual spell or Ultimus is what it usually searches. So if I had Nova's access to Zeta, this gets the spell, or this gets me Ultimus, or if I have no Benten in hand, this can be a starter, add Benten, get rid of it for a Drytron.
Hmm.
Eva, this card is also broken. When it goes to grave, searches 2 fairies. Level
Yeah.
2, so you get Orange Light, you get Negate, and the Petite. Petite, I play Petite over Purple Light as this. So turn 3, if you've no way back into a Drytron, you kind of don't have any steam. So everything's in your grave ready, but it needs like a Drytron or a Ritual Tribute. So if you don't have to negate with it, normal add Ben 10, you just pop off again.
Yeah.
And then the other target is the free Orange Light, which is your negate of the deck. It's how you beat VFD. Because if VW goes first, it's kind of awkward to play against it unless you have Lancia.
Hmm.
But this, just have this in hand, let them do everything. VFD effect, orange light, get rid of it.
Yeah.
So that's it for the fairies.
And you don't have to deal with the like
No,
imperm and stuff.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
playing through Chooch and things. Yeah.
Yeah. So in total, we play 8 hand traps. So the 3 Orange Light, 3 Ash, 2 Lancia.
Okay.
We chose these 8 because obviously Orange is standard, Ash hits everything, and we chose the 2 Lancia because EU and UK, everyone loves Virtual World. Like, there was 8 Drytron players at the event, which we expected to be really low. That was higher than we thought to be. We thought to be like four Drytron players.
Yeah.
Because no one plays it over here. It's
Yeah.
just weird. So like obviously if you're playing like the LCS Summit, there's loads of Drytron. But if you come to like a UK event, everyone's playing Virtual World. So mainly Lancia is why we did that.
Mhm.
Also, it's really kind of cool against like random rogue decks like Invoked, Chain to Lancia, Chain to Invocation.
Yeah.
And it's searchable, which is the main thing about Lancia. So you drop this turn 1 on VW, they pass, you do your combo. If you can't kill them, you search another one, and they can't play next turn, which
Yeah.
is broken. So that's it for the monsters, except from the one Donite. Just for an entry requirement. Only brick in the deck, really. Except from, like, Petite, I guess, is a brick, but it's also a starter.
Yeah.
But this you don't really want to draw. But even if you do draw it, equip it from hand with a Union Carrier, and you're fine.
Yeah. Do you ever
Uh,
do you ever normal summon it and then link with it?
Sometimes, if I've had to normal it, get, like, a Drytron on board, turn them both into a carrier or any link to,
Yeah.
it does the exact same thing.
Okay.
Spell cards, free Nova, so you E-Telly of the deck. Summons any Drytron. This works as 2 Drytrons in most cases, as it summons one, makes the Link Prebo, summon the other one from grave. That's full Union Carrier access, so it's usually full combo, which is nice.
Yeah.
And obviously this you play 5 of it because I play 2 Field Spell. I
Okay.
used to play 3. It loses the draw harder,
Mm.
and making space for pot. This was an easy cut down. And after siding, I'll usually take like 1 of each down, so I'm just playing 3 Nova.
Okay.
I think that's like really easy to do. It's like you don't want to lose the draw post siding.
And is that that's going first and second, right? So you don't
Yeah,
mind losing a bit of
basically, yeah.
consistency.
No, because like when I'm going first, I'll usually put bells in so I don't get cycle readed.
Yeah.
So I think you don't lose much consistency off this. You lose 2 Drytron names. So it's not
Yeah, it's not
a massive impact. No, it's nothing really, because you still have the 3 pot in deck.
Yeah.
And then the Drytron Ritual spell. This card is actually immental. I don't know what else to say about it. Playing 1 is like fine because it's usually the card that someone's going to banish at your grave, like Natasha,
Mhm.
getting Aquero. So this usually I've never had it banished. It's brilliant. Add this back to grave, Prep gets it back, Field Spell gets it, Zeta gets it, Manju gets it. It's just brilliant.
Everyone's gonna banish it from you. If you're...
Yeah, I'll have to play 2 now.
Yeah.
And then for search cards, free emergency adds any Drytron from deck. Free prep adds Benton or Natasha. I play Ultminus because it's just better than Perfection, but
Yeah.
the only up to Perfection is you can search it off this, but it doesn't come up.
I've seen a few cases of lists actually dropping prep because they had so many starters and they're trying to fit in more hand traps. But do you feel like you kind of need it?
I think having just Ash and the Lancia was fine. I don't think there was ever a time I needed more hand traps. Maybe Maining Bell, but like I think this card's like brilliant. Like if you Ben 10 just starts everything off, or if it doesn't, if you already have access to everything, it just searches an orange light, so you play for hand traps.
Yeah.
And also like after you've started comboing, if you don't need this to start, you get the ritual spell back with this, which is brilliant. This gets all your plays started again, which is why I prefer that. We did think about extra Foolish Burial, where you pay half life, send 1 from extra. So you play like Entis and a Herald of the negate one, Synchro.
Yeah.
Which searches any. But we decided like this does the same thing. And when you're playing into a board, paying half your life isn't what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, and then we play the free pot. Pot was brilliant this weekend. There was not a time like I didn't want to see this. Like whenever I drew it, it was perfect. It digs 6 cards into your deck. Like the extras, super versatile. So
How many of those are Starlight?
only 1. I've got another one coming. But yeah, they're expensive, and I didn't pull this. I had to buy this, unfortunately. So this showed up my hand more than these 2. So I like this one.
It's the better one.
Yeah. This digs into Ben 10s, Drytrons, and then game 2 and 3, it digs into ways to outdraw and hand traps. So you're looking for like the call by, an orange light, or a fairy.
Yeah.
So it can hit instant fusion, but this can get drolled. So instant fusion is not what we want to hit of this. So usually I banish the Millennium Eyes with this.
Okay.
And then the last cards I play is Called by the Grave, Foolish, and Instant Fusion. These are basically the same card. They both hit a hand trap.
Yep.
And then Foolish is another Drytron name. Called by is really good this weekend. If I drew Instant Fusion, I won. Millennium Eyes is broken.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's a bit crazy.
this is just another Drytron name. I said either of this once to get access to. So I already had. So I'd Lancey my opponent, and I had like a Ben 10 or something engrave, but I had no way to start playing fully because I'd had to orange him on my turn, on his turn, sorry, and then use this, send either, add petite, add orange, normal petite, add Ben 10, combo off from there.
Yeah. Combo with protection's nice.
Yep. So I play 44 cards in main deck. It might be weird playing 44, but like the cards we play, we want to play everything, and it doesn't hurt the consistency because it's still a 95% chance to draw a Drytron.
Yep.
Then you got the tokens.
Ojama.
All the Ojama tokens. They're really good. And then we've got side deck. So free Bell. Bell's really good. It hits VW, which is basically what we side it for. We also side it for when we are going first to counter the Cyclones, and I've hit a draw, a Call by the Grave this one, which is really good.
Yeah.
The only game I actually lost this weekend is where my opponent illegally activated a Gamma on me. I didn't notice till after the game, so it's kind of sucky. But he activated Crescendo in his standby phase, searched Cycle Reader, I Bell the Cycle Reader, and he Gammas me, but he was locked into Dark Machines. So that was kind of crap, but
that's a
whatever.
powerful Gamma, that is.
Yeah, I was too tilted by the Gamma. I didn't realize he was locked. And then Cycle Reader is probably the worst card in my side deck, but it kind of has to be here, just for like against Drytron. But no one plays it in the UK. But it's so impactful in the mirror, you need to play it.
Well, especially when like other people who you're playing alongside are playing Drytron and also
so obviously
like,
with me and Connor both playing it, we both had the same list, and we both know how powerful this deck is, which is why we chose to play this over Droll, because this can hit over matchups like Eldritch, ABC, I guess. But I think I sided this against Eldritch to try and hit Lord, but I didn't draw it, but it doesn't really matter. But this is the best card in the mirror match. Obviously, the deck gets more popular in UK. Might have to play Droll again, but I don't think Droll's worth it right now. I think the best card in my side deck was Denko.
Okay.
Denko was brilliant this weekend. So against any trap decks, like you don't normal summon. So you side it in, they step 4, normal Denko, full combo. I drew it against Zoo Eldritch, so we ended on Trident 4 back row, normal Denko, he Trident pops it, and I have Orange Light in hand to get rid of it. So everything lined up. Free Twister. We used to play Cosmic, but the reason we play Twister is because it's basically just for against Shaddoll, because that deck just ruins me. Like you summon Winder, I'm like pass. So the reason we play Twister is because it hits the Schism and the Punishment. So that's why we did that. Play 2 Droplets. This is just for Shaddoll, really.
Okay.
I don't see myself siding in against Virtual World. I know Connor sides it in, but most, like 9 times out of 10, they've got the trap card. So it's just gonna be a dead card in my hand. So it's just for Shaddoll, really, or any like Floodgate deck. The mirror match is really good, but obviously I didn't play it. This just kills the mirror. And then last cards, Feather Duster and Reboot, just to hit the back row decks.
Yeah, best options. Anything that you consider changing? So obviously like Drolif, Drytron's more meta.
Yeah, so after the event, we decided the only card we didn't ever use was Cycle Reader. But I think Connor used it because he had a mirror match last round. But other than that, everything's fine. We have to play Cycle Reader because of it, but obviously I didn't see it. There's just no representation for the deck in UK, so I can't expect to see it. But like, if I play against it, I need it. So that's the side, and then extra deck. Link Karibo, Anima, Carrier. These are the 3 you like actually summon in a deck. Like turn 1 to do the combo. Link Karibo, you make straight away, summon the grave back from grave, make anima, link both into a carrier.
Yeah.
Carrier is brilliant. Equips Dawn Knight, and then
Yeah.
if you've used Dawn Knight and this stays on board somehow, you can equip Drytrons to it, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that seems a bit
So if this
wild.
stays on board after turn 1, if you didn't have to use it, it gets so much advantage. I think Connor said he had like 4 materials equipped to this at one point, which was crazy. How he had a Union Carrier stay on board that long. We're definitely thinking about playing 2 of this, because the next card we play, the Mirage Light, we never summoned it. Neither of us summoned it at all. It's still in our extra deck from when I played Vanities, because we used to end on like Vanities Rule plus this, which is insane. But it's just a blank card now. So the second carrier is what we'll probably change this to.
Okay.
I think the second carrier can come up a lot more. Like post turn 2, if you're carrying her again, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
And then IP. So the end board most of the time in the deck, what I was ending on was Herald, a Drytron plus IP. So you have the Drytron plus this into like a unicorn, sorry. And then if there is like a back row deck and you've used some Herald negates, you link away this, the Drytron and the Herald into an access code, and they can't out it because you can't show the card effects.
Yeah.
Most people don't side Ice Dragon's Prison in because they can't banish the Drytrons because there's going to be some Drytron effects.
Yeah.
So your access code is probably going to live.
Okay.
And then the last other link 2 utility is Phoenix. Hit the back row. Simple as that. And it's so easy to get the draw with this because you've always got like a link reborn field.
Yeah.
So it's insane. There we go. And it's also really nice for link climb with Tatasha. Unicorn, just easy spot removal. Brilliant. I only played, this is the link 3. We were thinking about Ningesu for a bit to outlight Dragoon. But we decided it's just not, we'd rather have more utility in the extra deck.
Yeah.
I played 3. Yep.
You have other options to out Dragoon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can go about
It's not
access
like
code and stuff
yeah,
anyway.
it's really not hard to out a Dragoon. I think like we don't play YuGiOh anymore because everyone just plays around it.
Yeah.
It's only good against bad players. Same with Cerberus. We cut both of those because it's only good against bad people. And yeah, access code outs Dragoon, Zeus outs Dragoon, and yeah, it's just super easy.
That's cool.
Link Force we play 3. Appaloosa, Borrow Sword, access code. These are all really good. Access code for popping stuff, Borrow Sword for game. Appaloosa, if I just can't kill them, and like against Virtual World, if I'm ending on this and I search the Lancia, I'm definitely not losing because this has been like 3 plus a Lancia, you just win.
Yeah.
Also, if you get drolled, sometimes if your hand's really good for a droll, if you have like 3 names in hand, you can make this. And then they've got 4 cards, well 5 cards in hand against your 4 negate Appaloosa. You might have like an Ash or like an Orange Light in hand, which is really good. That's it for the Link monsters. And into Xyz, I play 2 rank 1s. We play Lyrilisk and a Fucho. We had space, so they both have different situations.
Yeah, so the Fucho is normally when you get kind of stuck in turn 1, right? And you
Yeah,
need
so
something to sit on.
if I'm being drolled or like I can't do anything, I'll just pass on this. Summon this, pass.
Is that enough?
It's not gonna die. Yeah. Well, they're not beating you through this. It's unaffected and it attaches too, so it can't be short battle. This makes sure you get a turn 3.
Okay.
Obviously it's not ideal, but like you're guaranteed a turn 3 with this card.
Yeah.
And then Assembled Nightingale is really good. Attack directly, so if you just have monsters on board, no back row, usually go for this. Attack twice, get 800 damage in. Downed Zeus. This one you usually make into back row, so you're not going to get a Zeus on it, a downed. So you have 2 materials under it. You might have to detach 2, which makes it really awkward if you're attacking something, which is why this one's here.
Yeah.
So this is here just to play into back row, overlay into a Zeus. If they had like Torrential, it doesn't matter because you're going to chain Zeus.
Yeah.
Let's see for the Xyz. Oh, sorry.
Zeus.
Downed Zeus,
yeah.
I just mentioned. Downed Overlook, and then Zeus. And then last card is the Millenniumize. If I drew Instant Fusion, I won the game.
Yeah.
This card's crazy. Love it. I never used to play it. As soon as I started playing it, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones, right? Because it was really hyped for a brief period.
Yeah.
Then we had the Master Rule change. Then we had the Master Rule change again.
Yep.
And then it was really hyped, and then nothing happened with it. So it's
yeah,
cool to see it come
like
back.
this hasn't been played in like anything. Like I think like Orcust and like a few combo decks played it,
Yeah.
but like it's never been like widely played. Whereas Drytron, I think it's a staple now playing Instant Fusion.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's level 1, so you have that nice
Level 1,
interaction.
yeah. And also, if you need to, make a Link Karibo. This is Dark,
Yeah.
both into carrier.
Yeah, exactly. That's really
Yeah,
good.
and then only other thing I'd like to mention is what I'd banish off the pot.
Mhm.
So like going first, it's usually like Millennium Eyes Downed. One of these two. So usually I'll like get rid of like this because this one comes up a lot more.
Yeah.
I'll get like an access code because it doesn't help me go for game. Borrow Sword goes for game.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of Appaloosa. This always goes. It's just not good.
Okay.
Definitely cutting it for like
With the second carrier though, yeah.
the second carrier. So like this is what I'm banishing going first.
Okay.
So like you're not digging for instant fusion off the pot, so this doesn't matter. This you're gonna win with Herald. Same with this. And then mostly you're going turn 3, Natasha into a Borrow Sword is how you win.
Yeah.
Because access code isn't enough damage.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's the 6 because I think like every time we banish 6, I banished 3 once because my hand was already broken. I just wanted to be greedy and get a Ben 10.
Yeah.
And it was the top card on my deck, so I banished 3. I was like, a Ben 2 would be nice. It doesn't matter if it'll hit one, and it was there. So happy with that.
Yeah.
The deck was great.
That's cool.
Obviously we both piloted it. Both went 7-1.
Mhm.
So my only loss was Virtual World, but an illegal activation. And Connor lost to. I think he also lost to VW. But I can't remember how he lost. I'd assume they just went first to VFD'd him.
Yeah. How is that matchup in general?
I think the matchup's really easy. I think it's such an easy matchup. Lancey's broken.
Mhm.
And like orange for the VFD is just great. And then post side, you have Bell in as well.
Yeah.
I've had no issue with the matchup really.
And just jumping back to the siding strategy, so you mentioned you could
Yeah.
take out a Fafnir and a Nova.
Yeah, Fafnir Nova, and then usually like, the other side out would be like Corby if I'm going second. Usually like one prep comes out as well. And then
What's the most you're ever siding out? What, 5 or 6?
against back row decks is when you take out the most
So you do
really,
6, right? Yeah.
because you're putting in like these two, the
Denkos and Twisters.
Denkos
Yeah. Okay.
and Twisters, but realistically there's not enough space to side 7 cards out.
Yeah.
So mostly it's like this. You can kind of afford this amount. You can kind of afford the 6.
Okay. So did you ever feel like you'd want to trade that last Twisters for something else? Or do you just sort of just
No, because
throw it
like
in every
I
now and
need.
again?
Yeah, so if I need all 3 of them, you can find space.
Yeah.
But like this is Twister's basically there for Shadol, so I need all 3 against Shadol.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Schism's just a pain.
And then you've got a different siding for Shadol. Right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you've got the
so it's
droplet
different
and the
siding for
Twisters.
everything really.
Okay.
So like against like Shadol, I don't put Denkos in. Obviously it can be really good, but like I think just having the Twisters and the 2 droplets is enough.
Yeah.
Against like Shadol. I think I've put Red Blue in against them as well because obviously hitting Schism.
Yeah,
But
that's
like
quite nice.
this is a pain because if they have Meltdown on field, you can't use this on Schism,
Yeah. That's awkward.
which is really annoying. Same with Bell.
Yeah.
So like that's great. And then obviously these are just for like Drytron. These would be like for Drytron, and like these are good as everything right now actually.
Oh, Bell's so
Bell.
good, yeah.
So obviously hits VW. There was an Orcust who came like 9th.
Yeah.
This would be great against Orcust.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like everything was really well. Like the side deck was built perfectly. So like shout out to Jara for like building a deck with me and Connor. It was brilliant.
Cool. Any other shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to Jara again. It's really good. He's built like every deck we play. Jara topped this event twice. He came 4th and 5th. So shout out to Jara. Shout out to Ninja Gate Cards on Card Market where we got all the singles for the event. I got like pots and everything for the event, which is really good. So check those out. Shout out to all the boys at locals. Steven, Matt, Josh, John, everyone. And yeah, you should definitely check out Remote Models. It's really fun.
Cool. Thanks very much for coming on and taking us through your list. Congratulations on your
no
double
worries.
top. And see you at the Invitational, I guess.
Will indeed, mate.